Welcome to this, your next session of your course. And in this session, I'm going to talk about blood sugar. And I'm going to talk about blood sugar as we do in natural nutrition, because you can break it down into many different definitions. But whatever it is you're talking about, however you define it, if you're going to bring about change, it needs to be something you can use. So we don't want to just have theories that this is how it is and this is how it works. I'm going to talk about blood sugar in a very mobile way. It's a moving story. And to begin with, I'm really going to start looking at blood sugar as our basic vitality, our basic energy. And it is our brain that requires the highest amount of feeding, so that the slightest drop in blood sugar levels and the brain immediately is going to sense this. And so now I'm going to go through a series of different ways that we could define blood sugar and blood sugar levels. The first way would be to say that if someone is struggling with hypoglycemia, low blood sugar levels, then that person is toxic. And the person will be toxic because they can't cleanse properly. And therefore there will be a significant level of dehydration. So as soon as dehydration is manifested, blood sugar will be affected and toxicity levels will be reasonably high. The next way is perhaps very much the conventional way, where people are going to be looking at glucose levels, blood sugar as that. But in fact, we need to read that up in textbooks, but it doesn't actually give you much of a guideline of how to work with people to bring about a change. And we know that we need to bring about a change in this very basic thing, because as we say, this is our energy that we live from, and very much the energy that serves the mind as well. And then we can look at the definition as the misplacement of calcium. So one of the definitions you will read about with blood sugar is the ability or inability to keep the calcium levels correct in the blood. Now, we already have visited this, because if you go back to look at your diagram about hydration and dehydration, you will see that that whole session was about the movement of the four electrolytes. And I'll go back and say some more a little later in this session. But clearly, if the day-night exchange isn't fully accomplished, calcium will reside inside the cell with its partner sodium, rather than coming back out to its completion place, which is outside the cell, so that there can be good, healthy levels of calcium held in the blood. So electrolytes are clearly hugely important. The next one, which I think is the most usable thing as a practitioner, is if we talk about blood sugar as a fluids issue. It's all about fluid levels, water levels. And we know that the largest component of our being is water, with more in the brain than in the body. And if you look in some of the old physiology books, they'll actually tell you that the quickest way to raise your blood sugar, if it's feeling low, is to drink a pint of water at body temperature.